What's up everybody, welcome back to another free-to-play Friday. This week I'm talking about Paladins, the freemium online first-person shooter with striking similarities to Overwatch. Let me just get that out of the way. I'm gonna try really hard not to talk about Overwatch at all in this video, although I could probably do a whole video comparing and contrasting the two games. I'm just gonna talk about Paladins, what it is, what it isn't, and why you should care about it. Here we go. So Paladins is a multiplayer online first-person shooter, team-based shooter with an emphasis on teamwork and character customization, surprisingly, and this big roster of heroes with unique attributes and abilities. You have 4 different types of heroes to choose from. You have damage types, which are kind of well-rounded characters, but they deal a lot of damage. Then you have flank characters, which are faster moving and they have more maneuverability. Then you have like the tank characters, which in this game they're called frontline characters, but they can give and take a lot of damage, but they're slower and more clunky moving around. And then lastly you have the support characters, which can heal your teammates and provide a better defense. Ideally you want to have some of each on your team to keep your team balanced, although sometimes it can be frustrating because everybody wants to choose flank or everybody wants to choose damage. I often find myself choosing a support character out of necessity for the team, but I don't mind. I like playing all the different kinds of characters, and there are a lot of characters to choose from. Each one plays very different from the rest. It's fun to try out different ones, and I've spent like 16 hours in this game according to Steam, and I still haven't tried out all of the characters, and I sure as heck haven't mastered any. You can kind of level up your characters the more you use them, and you can unlock different customization options for those characters. It can be a little overwhelming, to be quite honest. I'm not complaining at all. I love the selection, the big roster of characters. This is a free game, but playing the free version will limit your available characters. I think every week or so there's a new rotation of just a handful of characters you can pick from, which is similar to other games in the genre. Or you can buy a heroes pack and then you get access to all the heroes and all the new heroes as they come out over time as well, which I did. But you know, looking back now, it's like I have all these heroes to choose from. It's sometimes overwhelming, and I haven't taken the time to really master any of them. I wouldn't mind being limited again to the free version so I can have more time to kind of develop my skills with each one and my familiarity with each one. You can also if you really want to spend time and customize these characters, the game has this thing which is sort of like a deck building aspect. You can create different presets for each character with different attributes. So each character has a certain amount of ability points you can spend, and it takes the form of like a deck of cards where you allocate different cards, different skill points if you want to up the damage of a particular attack or reduce the cooldown time of a particular ability. Different things like that, so you can really tweak your character as you see fit. Or if that's too much and you just want to dive into the game, you can use pre-made loadouts for each character. There are a few different game modes here. You have the standard team deathmatch, and you have kind of a control point mode where your team has to try and capture and hold control of different points of the map. And then you have one which is kind of a payload escort mode where you have to capture this payload and then escort it across the map while the other team tries to stop you. These modes are all very familiar to most FPS players. Probably if you played Call of Duty or Overwatch or any of these other online team-based FPS games, you've probably played something almost exactly the same as these. But you know, they're tried and true game modes. They're fun, and you know, these are game types that people enjoy, and they enjoy them on all these different game franchises. It works. It's nothing new and revolutionary, but sometimes just to stick with the basics and what is actually fun and proven, there's no problem with that. As of now, it's 2020 and there's a huge player base on this game. It's still in like the top 10 Steam games with over 10,000 players online most of the time, and the numbers don't really seem to be declining either. Very popular game, and for good reason. At first it looks like just a knockoff of one of those other games, but there's actually a lot of unique things that this game does offer, including the huge roster of characters, and some of them do look like straight ripoffs from other game franchises. But you know, there's like 46 characters or something currently, each one very different from the next. And like I say, the customization options you have, even during the game, you have like a shopping thing, kind of like, you know, in Counter-Strike or something. You gain points throughout the match, which you can use to boost different skills during the match. Like you can increase your movement speed or your defensive abilities, so on and so forth. Another cool little small feature I'd like to mention that really helps the pace of the game, especially on these maps where you die and you respawn and you have to rush across the map to get to the objective point, is that when you spawn, you actually have like a horse or some other sort of fast moving animal to ride on, so you can quickly ride out from the spawn point to wherever you need to go on this horse, and then jump off and start blasting in first person and start fighting. I think that's really cool. It helps the pacing of the game. When you die, you don't have to hectically run slowly all the way across the map to get to where you need to be while your team's dying. You can quickly get back to where you need to be and keep on keeping on. I love the art style of the game. The graphics are cartoony and the characters are very lively. It's not over the top cartoony, more like you know, it's not silly looking, but the characters are very vibrant, and there's a certain almost not really anime style. I don't know, you have some people, some normal looking people, you have like ogres and demons and robots and tree people and a lot of very interesting looking people. I love the character designs, even though, like I say, some of them look a little bit inspired by other games. But yeah, there's a cool variety of maps. Everything, I love the feel of the game. I love the pace and just how the game plays and how it feels. Like I say, I've spent 16 plus hours on this game and just thoroughly enjoyed it. Sometimes there are matchmaking issues. Sometimes the wait times feel a little bit long considering all the thousands of people in this game, and sometimes connection is lost, or one person will leave matchmaking and it'll cancel out the whole thing and make you start over rather than just picking up one other person, or that's the way it seems anyways. But I really don't have any major issues with this game. I highly recommend it to anybody who is into first-person shooters. If you like games like Overwatch, other kind of team-based or hero-based FPSs, or just any competitive FPS in general, check it out. Completely free, nothing to lose. Like I say, you can pay for more content. You can buy a one-time character pack, or you can spend your money on vanity items. But otherwise, yeah, you got nothing to lose. Check it out, guys. Paladins. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe for more content. That'll really help me out, and I'll do my best to make more interesting content for you as well. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.